On November 18, 2025, a disturbing incident in Cambodia sparked intense public outrage and renewed global debate about human rights, gender-based abuse, and the fundamental responsibilities of law enforcement, especially when dealing with vulnerable detainees. What began as a dramatic arrest of a Vietnamese suspect quickly escalated into a national scandal, exposing troubling behavior by officers during a high-profile manhunt and raising serious questions about dignity, accountability, and police culture in Cambodia. The arrest took place in Svay Rieng province, following a chaotic escape attempt involving multiple prisoners, including a violent confrontation at a courthouse, and a desperate chase that captured national attention. After hours of pursuit, police apprehended a Vietnamese woman believed to be linked to the escape attempt. But the real controversy erupted not because of the arrest itself, but because of what happened after she was handcuffed, restrained, and clearly unable to resist. Eyewitness videos soon surfaced online, showing officers handling the detainee in ways viewed as degrading, intrusive, and far outside internationally accepted arrest standards. One officer placed his hand on the woman's face and hair, touching her in a manner that had no security purpose. His expression appeared mocking, displaying dominance over a defenseless woman, while other officers observed the scene with little concern, some even appearing amused, as though the arrest had become entertainment. Viewers around the world reacted strongly, calling the moment not merely misconduct, but an act of sexual harassment under the authority of a uniform. Human rights organizations criticized the officers' actions, emphasizing that detainees, regardless of nationality or criminal allegations, must be protected from humiliation and improper contact. International law is clear. Detainees must be free from degrading treatment and must retain personal dignity at all stages of custody. Yet the behavior seen on November 18th showed an alarming disregard for these obligations. Advocates noted that female detainees, especially foreign women, are disproportionately vulnerable to harassment and coercion, and the Cambodia incident became a painful reminder of those risks. Critics argued the problem extended beyond one officer, pointing to deeper institutional issues, including inconsistent training, lack of professional standards, and a culture that tolerates inappropriate behavior, even during major operations filmed by the public. The question many asked was simple: why did officers behave this way in front of cameras, without fear of consequences? The answer, observers say, lies in the lack of strong accountability systems, where misconduct often goes unpunished, encouraging officers to act with impunity. The incident also sparked diplomatic tension, with Vietnamese citizens expressing outrage, demanding protection for Vietnamese nationals abroad, and calling on both governments to address the abuse. For Vietnam, with millions of workers, travelers, and migrants worldwide, the issue extended beyond a single woman, symbolizing broader concerns about the safety of its citizens overseas. Meanwhile, international NGOs highlighted the case, using it to draw attention to gender-based violence within law enforcement environments, where power dynamics often silence victims and prevent fair investigations. They stressed that harassment committed by officers, even in small moments, erodes public trust, weakens justice institutions. The scandal overshadowed the original criminal case, shifting public focus from the escape attempt. Instead of discussing courtroom security failures or how firearms entered the courthouse, the public demanded answers about police ethics, training standards. Calls for reform grew louder, with activists demanding a full investigation, mandatory training on detainee rights, gender sensitivity education. These demands were not excessive. They were necessary to restore public confidence and to ensure that future detainees, regardless of nationality or gender. Psychologists warned that the emotional harm to the Vietnamese detainee may last far beyond the legal case, as being restrained and touched improperly by officers can create deep trauma and long-term fear. They emphasize that officers carry a responsibility not only to enforce the law. As global attention remains on Cambodia, the incident stands as a reminder that law enforcement power must be checked, reviewed. No crime, no escape attempt, and no political context. No uniform grants the right to violate a woman's dignity, and no justice system can function. Ultimately, the November 18th case is a lesson for the entire region. a warning that human rights must be protected from arrest, to detention. When one detainee is mistreated, the world is watching, and accountability is no longer optional. It is necessary, expected. Before we continue with future updates, make sure you follow our channel so you never miss our independent reporting, detailed breakdowns. Your support allows us to bring you factual, unbiased,